up, everybody? It's your boy Chip back at you from RVA Vapes. And today we got something a little different for you. This is the VX200 from our friends at Augvape. So let's check it out. Today, everyone, we've got a really cool mod from our friends at Augvape, and this one's the VX200. Haven't reviewed a ton of Augvape stuff yet, but so far from what we've seen, we do like it. You've got your manual, your charge cable, and then here's the mod itself. First thing I noticed right off the bat is this thing is super lightweight. It's a completely aerospace polymer design. So it's super lightweight, nice clicky rocker fire button here, nice center mounted 510, good venting holes, and then you've got your up and down buttons and the micro USB charging port. Open this up, slap two of your 18650s in there, and there you go, screen's on. So let's jump down and go through the menu a little bit here. Now you notice it's got a tinted screen. 3 clicks gets you into your menu. So you've got your variable wattage mode, temperature control, variable voltage, bypass, settings. Auto mode, and that's going to recommend a wattage based on your resistance. Cutoff time for firing purposes, length of fire. Standby, this is going to tell you how long till it cuts off. LCD screen color. If you want to change the color of the screen, you can do it that way. Temperature units, if you want to do Fahrenheit versus Celsius. Language, if you don't speak English, you can change that. Factory defaults. Back information there. So you got your stats, and that's a full readout of the performance and all of the power functions. Then you got versions, which is your firmware software versions, and then firmware upgrade. So it's a fairly simple menu. In the wattage mode, you got normal, soft, and high. So 3 different output levels. Same thing on temperature. Plus you got your titanium, nickel, TCR, advanced, and locking your resistance. And it does have a variable voltage mode, which I like to see that's making a comeback. It's kind of a cool throwback, but also a little more accurate than your wattage, in my opinion. Bypass, it tells you it is what it is. That's your voltage on your batteries, and that's how much you're getting. The screen itself is really nice. It's large. It's like a 1.3 inch TFT screen. You've got a bunch of good information on there. You've got your firing seconds. There's your resistance. You got 2 battery indicators. Obviously your wattage indication right there, and then that tells you your mode. So we're on normal. Over here is your battery voltage, or your output voltage. So when you hit that, you should see that change to whatever voltage that you're running it at. Up on the right side, it goes all the way up, 200 watts as advertised. And then on the left side goes all the way down. Very nice styling on it. Like I said, it is very light. Even with the batteries in there, it feels like it's very lightweight. This rocker button on the side, you can push it till right about there. So you can't really push it any lower down here, but anywhere up in there will work. So you can do a pointer or a middle finger, not much problem there. It's got the Augvape logo right there, designed by Augvape with your venting holes. All in all, pretty sleek little mod. For being dual 18650, it's super lightweight and it feels really good in the hand. Let's jump up top, have a vape on it, and talk about it. Now that you got a good up close look at it, I'm going to pull back, talk about it, and then have a vape on it. So, parameter wise, you've got 87.5 millimeters this way, 45 millimeters this way, and 29.2 millimeters this way. You can see you've got your center mounted 510 right there, so you can fit up to 28, maybe 30 millimeter addy on there. So that's a nice touch. It does go up to 200 watts. It'll go full range from 0.02 to 7.2 volts. And it does go up to 40 amp output and 0.05 to 3 ohm resistance. Now, let's talk about the nitty gritty. So this is a ABS PC plastic is what they're calling it. And it is super duper lightweight, guys. It's probably one of the smallest and lightest dual 18650 mods I've ever been able to put my hands on. It's got a super nice color screen on it, as you can see there. It's got kind of like a cell phone design, so this is a little bit tinted, so that's not as bright. In some light, you may have a little trouble seeing it, but it's a really nice looking screen. And because of the size, obviously it's super lightweight, nice ergonomic curves to it, so it feels really good. It does have the 4 modes like we talked about: variable wattage, variable voltage, which is kind of a cool throwback, bypass, and TC or temperature control. And you do have 5 different color options for the screen setting right there. So you can actually change that to 5 different color ways. Now, the chip on this guy is really interesting because they're claiming that it's the most efficient chip on the market. And what that means to you and me is that the battery life on this thing should be a good 5 to 10% better. Which doesn't really sound like a whole lot, but over time, that's a good 30-45 minutes extra on your battery life. Of course, it's upgradable firmware through the micro USB right there. It does come in 3 really cool colorways. So we'll throw that up right now. So, all that being said, how does it perform? Well, the performance on it is really nice. It's probably one of the fastest ramping up chips I've had the pleasure of testing. Similar to like a D.i.y or a VO almost, and that's in the normal mode. It does have like a soft normal hard or soft normal high output setting. I don't know if you can hear that. The up and down buttons are nice and clicky. The fire button, this rocker switch right here, goes from here to here. That's really nice and clicky. Let's put it on the high. You hear how fast that ramps up? Almost instantly. And it's like aggressive. The normal is what I prefer, honestly, but it's not any slower. It's just a little less aggressive of a ramp up, if that makes sense. See how it's a little softer? Whereas the high, it's a really aggressive, hard-hitting ramp up. It's kind of a step above and beyond a lot of the other kits and stuff that we've seen. The fit and finish. Now, being that it's completely plastic, I have to take a little bit of issue with it. Mostly just because it doesn't quite have the feel that you would hope that it has. You know, the trade-off is that it's super lightweight and it's super small, so that's cool. But I just wish like this frame or something of it besides the 510 was metal. I feel like if I drop this thing, it's just going to explode into a thousand tiny little pieces. That being said, for being plastic, the build quality is fairly nice. You know, it's got the 2 nice big magnets here on the door, and this is see-through. It's tinted, but it's see-through. Overall construction of it, I don't really have any issue with. It's just the material that they chose. A lot of companies are going to the plastic to get around the import tariffs, so I understand why it's happening. But I would like to see a little bit of, you know, even the rocker switch is plastic. I would like to see a little bit of structural integrity from the metal somewhere in the spine or the frame of the device. But, you know, to each their own. If you want something that's small, compact, and lightweight, this is a super, super option. I personally am a little bit rough on my stuff, so I don't know that I would, you know, buy a fully plastic mod. But if you take care of your stuff and you're more concerned with the weight of it, I would definitely recommend checking this guy out. This is the first of Augvape's chips that I've been able to test, and I have to admit, I see what all the hype is about. I really like the chipset that they've come up with here. And if this one's more efficient, that's even more of a tip of the cap to them, just because you're going to get a little bit extra battery life along with that amazing ramp up and performance. So, all in all, we got to give this guy 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. Great performance, Super small, ergonomic, lightweight. I like the way the menu's laid out. It's fairly simple user interface. The only downside to it is it's plastic, so you have to be a little more careful with it. But makes it super lightweight, so it's not really a complete thumbs down in that regard. So if you want to pick yours up, you can get it with this coupon code right here for 10% off. And that is at shop.rvavapes.com. Make sure you check out our website, find out all the goodies that we've got going on. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can catch all our latest reviews every Sunday. And tune in to Ask a Vapor the second Tuesday of every month. That's your live Q&A with yours truly. Get all your vape questions answered. And last but certainly not least, if you want to smoke, that's your business. If you don't, I'll light up.